Hello, welcome to Strong and Flow Yoga. And today we're going to be getting into the body with some sun salutation A and B. And then we will come down closer to the floor and get into the hip and come all the way down to the floor and get into the hip again. So blocks you may not need today until we come down to the floor, but they're there if you need them for balance, stability, putting on the brakes, that sort of thing. We will use the strap here in the beginning and towards the end. You can have a folded blanket, pillow, whatever you may need for a knee cushion once we get down there. So from here, I'm going to take my feet about hip width apart. And remember that hip width apart is where your hip bones are, hips, knees, and toes. It's not about how wide you think you are. It's where the bones are. Good. And then I'm just going to move forward and back a little bit here. And I'm just feeling my balance and my weight shift around, and then maybe even take that side to side. And then see if you can come in the center. Good, just kind of noticing where that is. And then we'll do that again. And this time, as we move forward and back, notice what muscles in your core, both in the front, the side, and the back here, fire up to hold you in place. And then we'll go that side to side. So I feel it a lot more when I go side to side. I feel it right about here on both sides versus forward and back. Good. And then from here, just kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the knees. You want a little softness here in the knees. So for example, if I'm not paying attention, I have this long-term habit of locking my knees. But when I do that, that puts my hips in an anterior tilt. But when I soften, then my hips are more in an neutral spine, which is what you want. So try to be mindful of that. We'll take hands right to heart center. Taking a few breaths here, standing as tall as we can stand. And where in the body here could you soften just a little bit more as you stand here? So could you soften a little bit more through the jaw? Could you soften through the shoulders? Can you soften the knees if you locked them back out? And then maybe softening the breath just a little bit more. And as you inhale through the nose, find that expansion in the rib cage. And slowly exhaling out, maybe bringing the belly button in just a little bit more. And we'll inhale and expand. And exhale, taking that out. And then taking a moment here to create your intention. So what would you like to give or receive from this practice? You can also dedicate it to yourself or something or someone. And I will not be giving any affirmations today. So this is going to be 100% you. And then from here, taking the arms to the side, let's take a big inhale and reach up. Good, shoulders are down, turning palms away, and grow taller as you bring them down, pushing down that air. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and reach, turning palms away, growing taller. Good, now we'll add a little bit of a knee bend here. We'll come up and we'll just bend the knees. We're not going too deep, but you do want a nice long back here. And you never want to take the hips lower than the knees here. Good. So really press to the feet, press to the legs. Strong legs, strong back. Always making the legs take the load. And coming up. Good. Hands are up. We're going to take this side bend to the left. So as I go over to the left, I'm not shifting my hips out. I'm staying right where I am. Hips over the ankles. This top arm is nice and long. That'll give you more engagement down the side body and avoid this forward collapse. We want to open that up, open the shoulders up in line with the hips. Now, as you breathe, really expand into that rib cage. And then using the obliques, the side abs, we'll come back up. And then we'll take that again. Other arm comes up, side bending to the right, Shoulders and hips in alignment. Nice long top arm. Breathing. And using the obliques, coming all the way back up. Good. Just roll the shoulders here for a moment. Taking the hands behind the head. Good. Relaxing the shoulders, elbows are out. We're going to do this 2 ways. The first way, good. Your hips and your knees might move with you. Okay, that's one way to rotate. The other way to rotate is a little bit more advanced. Hips stay forward and you're keeping it in the torso the whole time. So move and rotate in the way that your body needs you to move today. And then we will come down. Now, we're going to take the strap. So we're going to be moving the strap forward and back here in a moment. So I'm going to recommend if you have a strap or belt that's got a buckle on the end, that you hold on that end. So when you move forward and back, there's not a risk of it coming up and hitting you in the face. Depending on how long your strap is, you can always double up here. But I'm threading between the pointer and the thumb. And so then from here, good, I'm going to take this up and take it back. I don't want to do this. And I don't want to do this. I still want to be nice and tall, so belly button is in. And you're just going to move this forward and back to your body's range of motion. And your range of motion might not look like my range of motion. So you just go to where you can go. And if you find yourself bending the elbows as you take your arms back, take a wider grip on your strap. We'll do one more here. Good. Now, the next time you come back, I want you to stop and hold where you're at your maximum stretch, which most likely won't be your maximum range of motion. So you just saw me take this all the way back to the hip. That's my range, but my max stretch is actually right here. And so I'm going to hold here and I'm going to breathe and expand. And when you're ready, good, we'll take that up and take that down. We'll put the strap to the side. We'll come back to it towards the end. Good. And from the top of my mat, I'm going to bring my blocks in here because I never know when I need them. Good. Feet about hip width apart here. Good, let's take a big inhale and reach. Exhale, bend the knees, but keep the back long as you come down. Hands can come to the floor, your blocks, your shins, or your thighs. And then from here, pressing through the feet and the legs will come all the way up with that flat back. And we'll go again. Good, so bending the knees, coming down. Good. Now let that head shake, yes. Let the head shake, no. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, pressing through, coming all the way up. Good. So going into that modified sun salute A here. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale. Good. Bend the knees if you need to. Fold in with purpose. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, hands to block. Floor, shins or thighs, long back. Exhale and we'll bow. Now, those of you that don't have a wrist issue will follow me. If you do have a wrist issue, you're going to step back into a forearm plank. So your forearms can be on the floor or on your blocks here. So take care of yourself as needed. But when you're ready, good. We'll step back into the plank that your body needs. Good. Forearms or hands, knees grounded or lifted. Lengthen that torso a little bit here. And we're protracted in the shoulders. So the shoulders are away from the ears. Good, belly button is in. So if you've got a back issue, this is one of the best things you can do to strengthen the core to have a stronger back. And it might mean you need to take baby steps and be on your knees for a while or even start at a wall. But I promise you, it is amazing. Good. Now we're all going to lower the knees if they're not there already. Untuck the toes. Elbows turn forward. Good. Elbows come straight back as best as you can without collapsing through the shoulders. Good. I'm going to move these forward. Good. So taking your hands a little forward into the side of the shoulders here. Good. We're going to go into a cobra progression. So belly button is in, rolling shoulders back. On an inhale, maybe find your baby cobra. Good. Pressing arms into the mat. As long as shoulders are away from the ears and there's no crunching in the back, you're free to stay here or move on. If you're moving on, again, shoulders away from the ears, no hanging in the back, maybe a high cobra. And those of you that want to go there, good. You can take your hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, find your full upward facing dog. You can be on the tops of the feet or the toes. Good. My hips are not touching the ground here. And then from here, we will slowly lower down. Okay. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips here. Now, hands under the shoulders. Stronger and more experienced yogis can push up into a plank and shift back down dog. Everyone else is going to follow me through a tabletop position and lift up into either your down dog or forearms down into a dolphin variation. Okay. And then once we're here in this down dog, good. Check in with your form. So I'm spreading the fingers wide. I'm rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Hands are forward, even though they're into the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Elbows are going to turn more towards the pointer and the middle finger. Stronger shoulder girdle there. Knees may be lengthened. They may be bent. And I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounts. If you're on your forearms, everything else is the same. Shoulders is away from the ear. Head will not touch the floor. And your shoulders are over or behind your elbows. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, from your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root into the feet, engage the glutes, long back as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding the breath, mountain, and tension. We're going to do this 2 times, just a little bit quicker, so you follow your body as you need it. So if you're going to go back and attempt a flow, remember that can be any cobra. It can be an up dog. You can skip that. You can work on dolphin. You can work on forearm plank or on the hands plank, child's pose, anything there that your body needs, take it. So from here, when you're ready, big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Good. Planting the hands to prepare. When you're ready, step or hop back into plank, take or skip the flow. Any modification that your body needs, take it. Remember, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You need to do what you need to do. Find your breath once you're in your down dog or your dolphin. Reconnect with your intention. And from here, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, long back as you rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, and we'll lift. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, plant the hands, step or hop back into the plank, take or skip a flow, go to where you need to go. I'm going to skip this flow here. From your downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, now reconnecting with the breath. Reconnect with your intention here for a moment. So we're going to take this into a Senza B. We're going to change this up. We'll run through it 2 times. The first time, it's instead of a warrior 1, we're going to be in a crescent. And then the second time, we'll do a warrior 2. And you don't have to remember that. I just want you to somewhat know where we're going here. So from here, those of you that are maybe have a balance issue, or you're newer to me, or you just like it, follow me with hip width apart. Same thing if you've got a back issue. If you've got more experience and no other issues, you can zip the feet and the legs together here. Okay, but from here, we're going to come into our chair. So big inhale and reach. Exhale. Good. We'll sit back into the chair. Good. Let your arms go where your shoulders will let them go. Keep a nice long back here, belly button is in. Now, if your feet and legs are hip width apart, really root in and really engage the outside, like you're trying to rip the mat apart sideways. So you've got this engagement here. If you're zipped up together, really engage those inner thighs, zipping up towards the midline. And breathe. Maybe take a little water break. And from here, big inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. From here, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back into plank. Take or skip a flow. Do what you need to do here. Good. Now we're going to flow into the step forward, but if you need to come to standing first and step back, remember that you're always able to do that. So I'm going to start, left leg's going to lift 3 points. I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to shift my shoulders forward as I step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. So you really want to take it up there. You want this front knee to be over behind the ankle and that heel to be grounded. Now I'm on parallel railroad tracks here. So I'm going to push through that back leg, push into the front heel, zip up my core as I come up. Good. And then once you're here, just kind of settle in. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Back heel is not grounded. It's lifted. But try not to do this droopy back knee if you can help it. Really press back there. Good. Front hip, knee, and toe track. Breathing. Now, while we're here, if you would like to take a little back bend, you can take one. You open your heart to something new today, new experiences, different train of thought. Open the heart to focusing on what you can do versus what you can't do. And we'll come up. Big inhale. Exhale. Slow and with purpose. Take that back down to the floor. Good. Once your hands are to the floor, front foot is going to step back, and you choose take or skip a flow. Once you find yourself back in your downward facing dog, right leg is going to lift 3 point. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Bending that right knee. Good. We'll shift forward and step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Use your blocks to get stability here if you need to. Knee is over or behind the ankle. Good. I'm pressing through that back foot. I'm on parallel railroad tracks. I'm pressing into the feet as I come up. Good. Front hip will come back here. Zip up the front body. Good. Strong through the back leg if you can. Stay with the breath. Then from here, if you want that little back bend, open up. Maybe open up your heart to something else that was different than before on the other side. We open up to just trying. Good. Sometimes we don't know our power until we just try. Good. Inhale and reach. Exhale, slow and controlled and with purpose. Take it back to the floor. Plant the hands. Front foot can step back. Take or skip a flow. Good. Finding your down dog or your dolphin, wherever it is you need to be. And if you're in down dog, reconnect with good form for a moment. So shoulders away from the ears, elbows are turning forward. Good. And then from that down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Good. Now, we're going to go into the second round here the same way we started the first round. So we're going to come right back into the chair. So find your chair. Good. Find the heels, find the glutes. Belly button is in. And then once you're ready, big inhale, exhale and take the fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From your bow. Good. Step or hop back into plank. You choose. Take or skip the flow. Take your time. From down dog when you're ready, we're going to go back to the left side. Big inhale, bending that knee. Exhale. Good. You're going to step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. Good. Once you're here and using blocks for stability or support as you need to, we're going to warrior prep that back leg. So from the hip, everything's going to turn out about 45-ish degrees. And you can always bring this back leg out a little bit wider if you need that for more stability as well. Pressing through the back edge of the back foot, pressing into that front heel. I'm going to rise and we'll set up for warrior two. So front hip comes back hip comes forward, hip, knee, and toe track forward, which you can't see because of that silly block. Good. And then trying not to move the hips, just open the chest to the side and reach. Now, warrior two is a twist, though often not thought of one. Reach. You should be able to wiggle your toes here. Front knee can always lengthen if needed. It's more important for the back edge of the back foot to be grounded. With a lengthened front leg or a bent front knee, try not to shift the hips. Find your exalted. Inhale. Exhale, find your warrior two. Make it your best one on this side. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel that down. Good. We're going to frame that front foot. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. And you choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. So I'm just going to move to the other side here. So when we do that on the other side, my back is not to you, but you can stay right where you are. Good. Now from your downward facing dog, right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Good. Shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting that right foot forward between the hands. From that left hip, everything's going to turn out 45-ish degrees. Good. Strong in the back leg, strong in that front heel. We'll rise. Good. Front heel comes back, front heel. Front hip comes back hip comes forward, chest opens, and we'll reach. Warrior two. So I have a different alignment with my legs on this side than I do on the other side, because my hips are different. You might be like that too. It's no worries. Like breathing again. Do that little toe wiggle check. Maybe even a finger wiggle check. And with a bent front knee or a long front leg, we'll take that back, find exalted. Reaching. You can lengthen that front leg at any time. Inhale. Exhale. Find your warrior two. Make it your best one on this side. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We're going to cartwheel that down, framing the front foot, swivel up the back foot, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. Remember, child's pose is always accessible to you. And once you've made it to your down dog or your dolphin, wherever it is that you went there, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From here, pressing through the feet and the legs, find your chair. The last one, last time. Belly button is in nice and tight. Back is long. From here, when you're ready, good. You can press up as you're here, maybe opening up into one small little back bend. And then exhale, hands into heart center. Finding your breath and your intention. All right. From here, we're going to take this into a wide legs. So I'm going to step this out. And so as a good rule of thumb, if you take your arms out to the side, you kind of want your ankles and your wrists to be in alignment. If you've got a little bit more flexibility through here, you might be a little bit wider, and that's okay. But hips, knees, and toes are going to point forward. So the edge of your mat and the edge of the foot are parallel together, and your toes are in alignment. So one toe is not more forward than the other. So from here, good. Actually, let's take the arms up. Big inhale, exhale, pressing through the outer edges of the feet so we're not collapsing. Nice long back as we come down. Hands are going to come to the floor, right under the shoulders. Back stays long. Good. Now, this might be enough for some people, and if it is, you're free to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to take this into a twist. So make sure that back is nice and long. We want to twist from length, not from compression. So I'm going to take my right hand under my face. I'm going to shift my hips to my left, pressing through that right hand. I'm going to open to my left. You're free to stay here, or you can rotate that left hand behind you, wrap it around, and open that left shoulder just a little bit more to the left. And then once ready, good. We will release, coming back to center, hips come back to center. Good. Making sure you've got that length again. This time, left hand comes under the face. Hips are going to shift to the right. Press through that left hand and arm. We're going to open to the right. You're free to stay here or rotate that right hand more behind you. Wrap it around and then open up that shoulder. And then once ready, good, we will release, coming back down, hips back even the center. Good. So different things for different people to come out. If you're really strong, press through the outer edges of the feet, get into the legs as you keep a long back and come up. If you're not so much, bend the knees and just walk your hands back up. Good. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body here. We're going to take a big inhale and come down. Hip, knees, and toes track. Hips don't lower or don't go lower than the knees. Oh. Now from here, you can stay. Good. I'm just going to move side to side here. Good. And then from here, some of you will stay here. Some of you are going to do a little core balance and challenge with me. So I'm going to take my body just like this and reach long. So to give you a side view of what I just did, I'm coming here, I'm coming here, and I'm coming out. Okay. Now belly button is in. And once you're ready, good. Hands to the thighs. We'll come up and lengthen those legs here. Heel toe, everything in until you can step it in and just go into a little march. And we're going to flow down to the floor and stay down there. So this is where you're going to want your blocks handy when we go to this hip opener. Good. And actually, I'm probably going to use a blanket today for a knee cushion. So I'm going to have that at the ready as well. So from here, taking this into the last flow, big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip the last flow of this class. And once you've made it through there and back to your down dog, just drop the knees. We'll find a little child's pose here for a moment. So knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can let your arms go long in front of you, or if your shoulders don't want that, you can let them come to the ankles. Head comes to the floor or to a block. Your chest may or may not touch the floor. That part's not important. Breathe and expand. And once ready, knowing you can stay there as long as you want, hands are going to come under the shoulders, and I'm going to press myself up. Good. Now, because I know I want knee cushion here for my knees, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. And then I'm going to take my knees on top of my blanket. So your blocks, again, can be for balance. They can also be, quote unquote, putting on the brakes if you need that. But from here, we're going to start on the left side first. So I'm going to step my left foot way forward. I want this foot way forward. So then when I come in, this knee is over behind the ankle and my heel is still on the ground. Okay. So before, when you're here, good, I'm going to come in. Good. Belly button is in. I'm going to take this left hip back just a little bit. I'm going to find length in the torso. Breathing. Belly button stays in here. Returning to your intention. And once you're ready, good. We're going to take this backing off a little bit here into a half split. So this hip is going to stay over the knee. So most people have to slide this heel a little bit more forward. So feel free to do that. This knee is going to be slightly bent. Okay. And then remember, this front hamstring is in charge. So kind of find your length first. And it may tell you that this is all you can do today. And it might say, oh, this feels good. We can do a little bit more. And if it does, then you can walk your hands or your blocks a little bit more forward, keeping length again in the torso. And your hamstring will let you know when you cannot go any farther forward. And then from here, good. I went forward, so I'm gonna bring this back. Good. And then I'm gonna bring that heel back in. So now I'm back in my lunge. So from here, we're gonna go into a little bit of a hip opener. So I'm gonna make sure that I've got my right hand on my block here somewhere. Good. And I'm just gonna kind of come and find this, and this might be enough for some people. Others are just gonna turn and rotate towards the left. That might be enough for some people. If you're moving on, maybe you're bending that back knee. Maybe you're reaching back, grabbing a foot, or even your pants. That's okay. And then some are gonna continue to go, rolling onto the edge of the left foot. So your right elbow, if you're rolling onto the edge of the left foot, will likely be bent. And then from here, if you rolled onto the edge of the foot, we'll take that foot back down. We'll gently release a bind or a bend. Good. We'll come back here for a moment. And then once you're ready, you can bring that left foot in, and we will take a child's pose. And then when you're ready, we're going to do that all to the other side, all to the other side. Right here. Good. So coming up, now my right foot's going to come forward. Good. Remember, you want to take it way forward so the knee stays behind or over the ankle, and that front heel stays grounded. So I'm just going to let myself ease in here. Good. Maybe that right hip comes back just a little bit. Fine lengthen the torso. Belly button stays in here. And once you're ready, good. We'll take that back. Hip is going to be over the knee. Good. This heel might need to slide forward. You might need to adjust the blocks. Good. Find your half split. And notice again, your hamstring is in charge. So does it tell you to stay put? Or does it say, oh, it's okay to go a little bit forward here? And then take that. And once you're ready, you can walk that back in. Good. Bring that foot back in and come back and find your lunge. Now this is where we're going into that little hip opener. So from here, this might be where you choose to stay. You might look over your right shoulder. You might bend the back knee. You might reach around and grab something. Good. Maybe you roll into the edge of the foot. So just kind of find it where you need to find yours. And when you're ready, good. We're going to come off the edge of the foot. Good. We're going to release, no slingshotting, always be in control, and then come back. Good. Just a little check, and then from here, foot will come back. Good. And find a child's pose. Let this be a nice, juicy child's pose for you. Just let everything go here. Let the belly go here, but stay with the breath. And then whenever you're ready, knowing you can stay here longer, hands under the shoulders, we'll come up and we're going to come onto our back, onto the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this back up. I'm going to use it for Shavasana in a moment. Grab your strap. So we're going to do one bridge when we come down here with the strap. So go ahead and come down here. And if it would feel good to your body, once you come down here, to take your feet as wide as the mat and just get a nice little windshield wiper from side to side. let yourself get that windshield wiper from side to side. And then from here, good, we'll bring that back in. Now from here, I'm gonna fold my strap in half. And there may be some of you out there that don't need a strap here for the hand bind underneath, but I find that this one makes my carpal tunnel wrist just a little bit happier when I don't try to force a bind at the hands. So I'm gonna just do that. Now, you can take your hands together, holding onto the strap, or keep them shoulder width apart, but do kind of roll your shoulders under a little bit here. Good. And then from here, big inhale, exhale, pressing into the feet as you lift the hips. You're gonna reach those hands and straps towards the feet, maybe rolling the shoulders under just a little bit more. Good. Keeping knees in line with the hip. And once you're ready, good, carefully release and come out of there. Bring the knees into the chest and rock side to side. Good. Now, still taking the strap. We're going to put the right foot into the strap. Good. Your left knee can be bent or that leg can be extended long, whatever feels good to the back. Good. Find the grip as you need it. Keep a micro bend in the knee. And we're just going to gently bring this leg in towards the face. Belly button is in. And breathe. So as you're here, stretching is okay. How do you know if you're stretching too much? Well, think about that 0 or 1 to 10 pain scale, 10 being the worst pain ever, 1 being hardly any pain at all. You don't want to go past your 6. Don't go past your 6. Also, if you've got pain, numbness, tingling, burning, you want to back off as well. And from here, we will back off both pieces of the strap into the right hand. Good, both hips are going to stay grounded. Take that right leg out to the right and feel free to wiggle around to find your best spot and your best grip. Everybody's a little bit different. And now from here, when you're ready, then we'll bring that leg back up. Good. You can switch out your hands. Now the left hand's going to grab it. We'll arc over 45-ish degrees, kind of wiggle around to find your best spot here. You can also have a bend in the knee. Pause here for just a moment. I'm going to hit my wall, so I'm going to move out just a little bit. Go. Now you decide if you're going to stay here or take it over into full spinal twist, keeping leg in line with the hip, keeping right shoulder grounded as you look to the right. Belly button stays in here. And once ready, we'll gently bring that back in to center. And now we're going to take that to the other side. So taking the left foot in the strap, the right foot's going to come out. Right knee can be bent or that leg can be extended long. Good. Find a grip that's appropriate on your left side. For me, this is my tighter side. So I'm not going to have as tight of a grip. Good. Micro bend that knee. Find your stretch. Big breath. Really expand that rib cage if you can. We are ready. We will release that just a little bit. Both pieces of strap into the left side. Belly button is in. We'll take that out to the left. Right hip is going to stay grounded. Wiggle around with that leg in your grip. Find what works best for you. And when ready, we will bring that leg back up. Good. Changing out your grip with the right hand now, and we'll arc over 45-ish degrees, kind of wiggle around, find where you need to have your leg for your best stretch. And when, if you want to, you can stay there or take it over into the twist, keeping left shoulder grounded, looking to the left. And then once ready, good, we will come back up, remove that foot from the strap, bring both knees into the chest, and we will go into Shavasana from here. So you can bring in any props that you have that would make it comfortable for you. So I always like a little neck pillow. You can take everything long and let it flop open. If your back doesn't like that, come to constructive rest. It can also be on your side or on your belly, wherever it is best for you to be. And then I will leave you to kind of sink into this space, returning to your breath and your intention. And I'll call you back in a few moments. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness, or gently take head and neck from side to side, maybe inviting movement of fingers and toes. Choose stillness, or bringing knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or maybe lifting it up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, or moving any props out of the way that you may have used, reaching your arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, and find that nice full body stretch, reaching from the fingertips to the toes, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in at this moment. Taking all the time that you need here, but when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we normally start our yoga practice, but did not today. And as you find that seat, good. Find a nice tall spine, noticing how you feel. Palms turning up, inhale and reach. Palms coming together. As you bring your hands down, touch the thumbs in front of the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much. Namaste.